Krishna. Toxic person is defined as someone who is very difficult and causes a lot of conflict in your life. You may be dealing uh, with such a person, then it's a toxic person. These people can create stress and unpleasantness for you and others, and not to mention about the emotional and even physical pain or trauma. A toxic person is anyone whose behavior upsets you and adds negativity to your life. How to identify a toxic person? It is not so easy to live with any person who is continuously pestering you for small problems, like they're not even problems, but they are made to look like they are very big problems. And you may ignore it thinking that it's okay. Many a times, a simple person does not understand the toxic nature of the other person he may be living with. For example, students who are put up in a room together in the dormitory in their college or college hostel, or even some people who for corporate needs they may share a room or an apartment, and they may not know the other person, and they come together for their for their temporary engagement. So then they have to share a room with the with their colleague in an apartment, or they have to share an apartment. And if in such a situations one person is very simple and he easily agrees and gives in to the whimsical behavior of the other person, ignoring it, thinking that today this person may improve, tomorrow he may improve, or these things will be, quite, they'll get quietened with time. And he keeps on doing his own task and ignoring these things. But there might be more to it. It might bring about some negativity in your life. It might be just the personality of that person. Many times, people who are toxic become like that because of their upbringing or their life experiences. They don't know healthy ways to deal with their own stress, and they behave in ways that cause harm to other people. So, how can you diagnose a toxic person? The toxicity in people isn't considered a mental disorder, but there could be underlying psychological problems that cause someone to act in toxic ways, including a personality disorder. This includes, antisocial personality disorders and post traumatic stress disorders, some narcissism and borderline. So the warning signs for a toxic person are there. I didn't believe in all these things until and at a certain point of time when seeing and reading about such news around, and even dealings with people, their odd behavior. So it could be a sign of they being affected by toxic people. So the whimsical nature of some people, it reflects that, and it cannot be ignored so very easily. It must be under some surveillance. Uh, one must take it seriously. It's not very easy to ignore it. So, what are the signs of a toxic person? Here are some signs to watch out. I have read many books and then prepared some points for a daily basis to understand, some behavior patterns. You can immediately make out how that person is, how his personality is, whether he is infected by some toxic nature of the other toxic person, because it is very easy to fall down, but it is very difficult to stay in your own personality and not get affected by others mean minded or the negativities around you. So there are some signs to watch out for that you can indicate you're dealing with the toxic person. You feel like you're being manipulated. You are constantly confused by the person's behavior. You feel like you deserve an apology that never comes. You always have to defend yourself to this person. You never feel fully comfortable around them. You feel bad about yourself in their presence. If you experience these feelings around someone in your life, you consider whether you need to take steps to change the relationship. It is that very serious, because if your personality does not grow and you are constantly pestered by something which you do not identify with, then it's time that you check for a workaround around it. The signs of a toxic person. Beyond the way you feel when you're around them, there are certain personality traits that are common in toxic people. What are the traits? Inconsistency. Part of being human is having ups and downs, good as well as bad times. But a toxic person is almost never consistent. Their behavior is erratic. They don't follow through on their commitments or promises. You never know what they are going to do next or where do you stand with them. Such inconsistency can make it very hard to be in a relationship with a toxic person. It could be your next door neighbor, it could be your friend, it could be one of your family friend, your own sibling, or when it comes to family, between a husband, wife, or even dad, the parents and the children, dad and the son, or dad and the daughter. So, what's new in major depression disorder research? So, they always need attention. So, have you ever noticed that a person always needs something from you, whether it's constant phone calls, text messages, or showing up at your door? They are always seeking emotional support, but they are not necessarily supporting you in return. They take all that you have without giving much back. This can be associated with this kind of disorder, personality disorder. They can't be happy for you. Jealousy and competitiveness follow from self centeredness and low self esteem. If your friend or partner always needs to one up you or put you down, that's toxic. There's always drama. Ever notice how drama seems to follow some people? It's likely not a coincidence. Toxic people thrive in dramatic situations. They inflame emotions and create conflict. They love stirring the pot to see what happens. It's the opposite of the kind of behavior that builds stable, healthy relationships. They don't respect your boundaries. This is very serious. If you have been clear with someone time and again about your needs and they just can't respect that, they are toxic. Healthy relationships are based on trust and the ability to respect boundaries. Toxic people just can't do that. They manipulate others to get what they want. Do you feel taken advantage of or manipulated? Toxic people manipulate those around them to get what they want. This can mean lying, bending the truth, exaggerating, or leaving out information to cause you to take a certain action or have a certain opinion of them. They'll do whatever it takes, even if it means hurting people. They don't accept responsibility. So, why am I reading all these points? Because many a times you might be around such people and you can't identify, and it's time you understand and take it seriously. It's not just so easy. If you are a good person, you believe in goodness and you believe in a personality, and then punctuality, showing consistency, and not entertain any abnormal behavior or some whimsical nature, then you cannot accept anybody who is violating all these things, because it does not establish any true dialogue or relationship for that matter, even friendship for that matter. So the trust does not develop, the relationships won't develop. So such toxic people, you must find out the behavior and you can try to um, put up with the situation. If he's a good friend or she's a good friend, you can tell them in a friendly way what is their mistake, and if they accept it, then they'll become a good person, and their personality too will develop. But otherwise, then it's a very sorry state, and it's high time that you check all this and altogether leave the company of such person for some time till they change and turn back. But you cannot afford to get affected by these negative tendencies. So the toxic people, they don't accept responsibility. If you call out a toxic person for an insult they delivered, expect to be told that you are too sensitive. Now, they may act outraged that you could think badly of them or blame you for their behavior. Gaslighting, where someone tries to make you doubt your perceptions or memories, is a common tactic of toxic people. Now, there's a whole list that is there about it. So now, knowing these traits, then how do we deal with a toxic person? It's one thing to be able to recognize a toxic person, but it's another to be able to do something about it. But well, there are few strategies that are there and we can try them. You have to first confront them. If you notice toxic behaviors, then don't stay silent and hope the person will change. Call them out on lies or inconsistencies. Tell them you don't appreciate their behavior. This shows them that you're paying attention and gives them a chance to explain themselves or apologize. Second is encourage them to get help. It isn't your job to fix a toxic person, but you can steer them to resources that can help them. Therapy can uncover the reasons behind their behavior and teach them better ways to manage their feelings. But don't be surprised if they don't admit they need help. The third point is set stricter boundaries. While it may make you uncomfortable in the short term, protect yourself by setting rules for the relationship and then sticking to them. For example, if someone is abusing substances and it causes them to harm you or others, let them know you won't see them unless they are sober. Understand that the toxic person in your life won't be happy about the lives lines you have drawn and will probably push back and try to make you feel guilty. Fourth is manage your reactions. Ultimately, you can't change someone else, but if you can change how you respond to their behavior, many times a toxic person is trying to provoke you into a negative reaction. Don't give it to them. It may help to practice how you'll handle a certain situation ahead of time. Don't blame yourself for their behavior or allow them to manipulate you. Fifth is prioritize yourself. It's important to take care of your physical and emotional health. Focus on relationships that are healthy and supportive. Talking with a mental health professional can help you understand your role in the relationship and learn to set boundaries. The sixth is if the above strategies don't work or cause even more pain, abuse, or dishonesty, it's time to let the toxic person go on. Sometimes there's nothing to do but stand up for yourself and move on. This can be a lot easier to do with friends than with family members. But if all you can do is limit your contact, that's a step in the right direction. And then where do you find the toxic people? And the question is, there can be toxic people anywhere all around you. Uh, Once you leave the home, you go to your workplace, then the co-worker, it may be your co-worker, it may be your boss too, and it may be your sometimes your neighbor or any place, like dealing with, you'll have to deal with them even in the shops or the malls or the grocery outlets. You can never understand how these people can just bump up into you at anywhere. So how to deal with them? There are many steps you can go and find out reading some books, or you can take help from some therapist, and you can refer to any the counselors about this. So it's important that you don't get influenced by the toxic nature of such negative influences in your life. So that this is about in the daily life, like based on some counseling and all, you can understand. But there is a deeper aspect to it when it comes to higher goals. So people who believe in the scriptures and the reading the Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, they know much about this. So it is so important how you behave. Reading the scriptures, you can understand that such kind of nature is not at all entertained for a human being by the you know by the devotees of the Supreme Lord. So, how to deal with such people without the help of a higher personality in your life? It is impossible. So, if you're reading some scriptures like Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, then you can understand the whole point there is focused around this. You must have good company, good association. You should be in the association of good people, is what is all being stressed. So, why is it stressed? It is for this very reason that this this kind of behavior is not good at all, and when it comes to higher goals, no one will entertain it. And so in Bhagavatam we have a shloka. So I'm directly, after discussing all this toxic nature of the toxic people, why am I directly saying talking Bhagavatam? Because however you try, this such kind of people will never change. If they are too toxic, if it is your friend, you can at least speak to him, and if he's concerned, then he may change for you. But otherwise, the toxic nature of the people is very difficult to change, and there's no way one can change it. But if one is a devotee, then he can stay calm and focus on the teachings from that he has read from Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. So I like to cite out one shloka from the 10th canto of Bhagavatam here, that 10, 14 and 8. So what is a person who is under the influence of such negativity and inconsistency of the toxic person? What is he supposed to do? So there's one shloka, Tattinu Kampam Susamikshmano Bunjana Evatmakritam Vipakam Rudvaga Purbir with Tannamaste Jivetiyo Mukti Pade Sadaya Bhag. The My dear Lord, one who earnestly waits for you to bestow your causeless mercy upon him, all the while patiently suffering the reactions of his past misdeeds and offering you respectful obeisances with his heart, words, and body, is surely eligible for liberation, for it has become his rightful claim. So this is what is the Bhagavatam is talking, that in such cases it is, first of all, of how much can you, if you say that okay, I'm suffering the reactions of my past life and that is why this, but there is a limit to how much you can tolerate, because if it is affecting your very personality, then it's a very serious thing. Then what is the point between the good and the bad? If you're getting too much influence, then it's high time you do something about it. What you can do is, you can take responsibility for your actions. You can start reading some scriptures, and that is how, and then keep tolerating. Mm, but you should not get affected by it. In no Under no conditions should you take anything from such people that are trying to manipulate your very personality, and it is very serious. So what one can do about is, at most, is just leave the place and get away from such toxic people. And that he can do in various ways. Either he can leave the place altogether, he may just take up some book and start reading. He may go and increase his friend circles. He can go and sit with his good friends, where he can, they listen to him and there is some similarity in the personality. So all these are the ways you can save yourself, and it's very important that you stay away from the effects of this toxic influence. Lord Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita that a devotee who fully surrenders to him is no longer liable to suffer the reactions of his previous karma. However, because in his mind a devotee may still maintain the remnants of his previous sinful mentality, the Lord removes the last vestiges of the enjoying spirit by giving his devotee punishments that may sometimes resemble sinful reactions. Now, the purpose of the entire creation of God is to rectify the living entity's tendency to enjoy without the Lord, um, and therefore, the particular punishment given for a sinful activity is specifically designed to curtail the mentality that produced the activity. Although a devotee has surrendered to Lord's service, unless he is completely perfect in in serving the Lord. He may maintain a slight inclination to enjoy the false happiness of this world, and the Lord therefore creates a particular situations to eradicate this remaining enjoying spirit. This unhappiness suffered by a sincere devotee is not technically a karmic reaction. It is the Lord's special mercy for inducing his devotee to completely let go of the material world and return back to Godhead. So, willfully, therefore, or earnest, sincere devotee willfully accepts the Lord's merciful punishment and conditions, offering respects and obeisances to Lord with his heart, words, and body. And so, considering all hardship, it's a small price to pay for gaining the personal association of the Lord. He certainly becomes a legitimate son of God, as it's said by the word Dayabhag in the shloka. Just as one cannot approach sun without becoming fire, one cannot approach Supreme Pure Lord Krishna without undergoing a rigid purificatory process which may appear like suffering, but in fact is a curative treatment administered by the personal hand of the Lord. So तत्तेनुकम्पां समीक्ष्यमाणो भुञ्जानीवात्मकृतं विपाकं रुद्वाग्वपुर्भिर्विद धन्यमस्ति जीवेत यो मुक्तिपदे सदाय भाग. So, this was about the person who is under the negative influence of a toxic person, and the toxic nature of the person, it can or cannot change. But the person who is the good person who is with it and undergoing this must not take every care not to get manipulated by all the attempts of the toxic people. And because there could be some psychological problem associated with them, and it could totally include a personality disorder. And so now we must be very careful not to get manipulated by such behavioral whatever changes that other people are trying to push at you. And that is how we must take care of ourselves and spend our time, quality time, in improving ourselves and not getting affected by the inconsistency of behavior of the other people. Thank you very much.